Lorry driver arrested following damage accident. Police are investigating a damage accident that occurred today, Saturday, December 7, 2024, at approximately 11 a.m. on Farm Access Road, East Bank Demerara. The incident involved motor lorry number GZZ 6049, driven by 48-year-old Oren Dowden. Preliminary investigations indicate that the lorry was traveling westbound on Farm New Road, East Bank Demerara, with an extended ladder and bucket attached to the tray. As the driver approached the intersection of Farm Access Road, he made a left turn, during which the top of the bucket collided with a metal arch that belongs to the Ministry of Housing. The impact caused the arch to break and fall to the ground. A notice of intended prosecution has been issued to the driver, and the lorry has been impounded at the Farm Police Station for examination by a licensing and certifying officer. Oren Dowden is currently in custody and is assisting with the ongoing investigation. The police urge all drivers to exercise caution and adhere to traffic regulations to prevent similar incidents in the future. Teen remanded for armed robbery in Georgetown. Qaeda News: a 19-year-old homeless man, Kevin Charles, was remanded to prison on December 6, 2024, after being charged with armed robbery at the Georgetown Magistrates Court. Charles is accused of robbing Devendra Singh of a Samsung phone valued at $45,000, a black wallet worth $2,000, and $10,000 in cash, totaling $57,000. The robbery occurred on November 30, 2024, on Water Street, Georgetown, while Charles was reportedly armed with a knife and accompanied by others. During the court proceedings, presided over by Acting Chief Magistrate Faith McGusty, Charles pleaded guilty with an explanation. He admitted to committing the robbery while under the influence of alcohol, stating, "I was under the influence of alcohol and I robbed the mun. I ain't do he nothing, I just hold he by he shirt." Initially claiming to have acted alone, Charles later acknowledged the involvement of an accomplice, identified as Dominique Eastman, a resident of Sophia, Georgetown. He confessed that he used a knife during the robbery, detailing that he grabbed the victim by the jersey while Eastman took the wallet. Charles also clarified that while the victim's belongings were returned, the cash was not, disputing the victim's claim of $10,000 in the wallet and asserting that only $6,000 was taken, which he had already spent. In his testimony, Charles revealed that he has been living on the streets since the age of 14, citing a lack of family support. He mentioned that his mother is an alcoholic and his elderly father is bedridden. Following his explanation, Magistrate McGusty ordered a probation officer's report. However, she noted that the report would be delayed due to the Christmas season. Given Charles's admission of guilt, the anticipated delay of the probation report, and his lack of a fixed place of residence, he was remanded to prison until January 3, 2025. This incident follows previous reports in February, where Charles and his alleged accomplice, Eastman, were also remanded for robbing a man of an iPhone and cash on Water Street. Narcotics found in Eccles, resident arrested. In a successful intelligence-led operation conducted on December 6, 2024, police arrested 30-year-old Daniel Brown, a laborer from BB Eccles, for possession of a significant quantity of marijuana. The operation took place at Brown's residence, where police officers approached him and requested permission to enter and search his two-story concrete house. Brown complied without objection. During the search, officers discovered 863 grams of marijuana, consisting of leaves, seeds, and stems, concealed in a plastic bag on a sofa in the living room. The seized items were presented to Brown, who was informed of the offense and subsequently cautioned. He was arrested and transported to the Farm/Hers-Telling police station, where the suspected marijuana was weighed in his presence, confirming the total weight of 863 grams. Daniel Brown has been placed in custody pending further investigations into the matter. The police remain committed to combating illegal drug activity and encourage the community to report any suspicious behavior. Team Mohamed offers support to Amelia Mangar after tragic accident. 38-year-old Amelia Mangar, a mother of 3 from Anacatharina, West Coast Demerara, is currently facing a dire situation following a tragic accident on October 24, 2024, that resulted in the loss of one of her legs. Medical professionals are working tirelessly to save her remaining leg, but after undergoing 4 surgeries, Amelia's financial resources have been depleted. In her time of need, Amelia reached out for help through a heartfelt social media post. Her plea caught the attention of businessman Mohamed, who responded by visiting Amelia and her family earlier today. Moved by her story and the challenges she faces in supporting her children while dealing with mounting medical expenses, Mohamed has pledged financial assistance to cover her treatment costs and provide support for her family during this incredibly difficult time. At the time of the accident, Amelia was en route to work to provide for her children, showcasing her dedication and resilience as a mother. Mohamed expressed his well wishes for Amelia's speedy recovery, emphasizing the importance of community support in times of crisis. Arrest made in attempted murder case of Claurine Stoll. The Guyana police force has successfully arrested the suspect involved in the attempted murder of Claurine Stoll, which occurred on December 4, 2024, at Kuru Kururu along the Soesdijk-Linden Highway. On December 6, 2024, between 11 a.m. and 12:30 p.m., police conducted a video/audio interview with the suspect, identified as Naven Stoll, a 26-year-old truck driver. During the interview, the allegations were presented to him, and he exercised his right to remain silent. Additionally, statements were gathered from Claurine Stoll, who provided detailed accounts of the incident, including the stabbing wounds inflicted by the suspect. The investigation into the serious matter is ongoing, and authorities are committed to ensuring that justice is served. Deputy Superintendent transferred following court order compliance. HGP Nightly News. In a significant development, Deputy Superintendent Fiona Harris has been transferred with immediate effect after complying with a court order that permitted Adonica Alder, the pregnant wife of Assistant Police Commissioner Calvin Brutus, to leave the jurisdiction for medical emergency purposes. Prior to her transfer, Deputy Superintendent Harris served as the immigration officer in charge at the Chetty International Airport. Reports indicate that the hierarchy of the Guyana police force is aggrieved by the clearance granted to Ms. Alder for her travel. Additionally, HGP Nightly News has learned that several other police officers have been threatened with demotion, transfer, and potential criminal charges in connection with this situation. Multiple officers have already been summoned by the Police Office of Professional Responsibility for questioning. The court application for Ms. Alder's travel was granted last Thursday by Chief Magistrate Faith McGusty, following a request from prominent attorney-at-law UC Anderson. This is a developing story, and more updates will be provided as the situation unfolds. Successful search operations at Lusignan Prison. Officers from the Guyana Police Force, in collaboration with the Guyana Prison Service, conducted a series of thorough searches at the Lusignan Prison between November 23 and December 7, 2024. These operations were part of ongoing efforts to enhance security and ensure the safety of both staff and inmates within the facility. The search operations resulted in the discovery of numerous unlawful instruments and items, which are prohibited within the prison environment. The authorities are committed to maintaining a secure and safe environment, and these searches reflect their dedication to upholding the law and deterring unlawful activities. Photos of the seized items are included below to provide transparency regarding the outcomes of these operations. The Guyana Police Force and the Guyana Prison Service will continue to conduct regular searches and implement measures to prevent the introduction of contraband into the prison system. Rawle Toney announces departure from sports journalism. After 2 decades dedicated to the craft of sports journalism, Rawle Toney has announced his decision to step away from the profession, citing significant changes within the industry in Guyana that have made it increasingly difficult to uphold journalistic integrity. In a heartfelt statement, Toney expressed profound gratitude for the opportunities that sports journalism has afforded him, including worldwide travel, a respected career, and the ability to share impactful stories. However, he also conveyed a stark realization that the landscape of sports journalism has shifted, often prioritizing convenience over accountability. My approach has always been balanced and fair, but my willingness to speak inconvenient truths has made me a target, Toney stated. I've been blackballed, sidelined, and labeled a troublemaker, not because I was wrong, but because I refused to toe the line. Reflecting on his experiences covering global tournaments and the journeys of athletes, Toney emphasized that his passion for journalism was rooted in uncovering deeper narratives and holding individuals accountable. Yet, he has found that such journalism is increasingly unwelcome in today's environment. Drawing parallels with the story of The Last of the Mohicans, Toney likened his situation to that of a survivor in a changing world, recognizing that fighting a system that punishes integrity is no longer sustainable. This isn't a decision I take lightly, he remarked, acknowledging that journalism has been a core part of his identity. However, the toll on his mental health and well-being has become too great. Toney reassured young journalists that while he may be stepping away from a flawed system, he is not abandoning the art of storytelling. The world needs storytellers who will dig deeper, even if it costs them everything, he encouraged. Fight for your place, but know when the fight is no longer worth it. With a heavy heart yet a clear conscience, Rawle Toney steps away from sports journalism, leaving behind a legacy of integrity and dedication to the craft. He departs with his head held high, remaining true to the principles of sports journalism even when the system did not. TikTok faces potential U.S. ban after court ruling upholds new law. TikTok is on the brink of a potential ban in the United States following a unanimous ruling by a panel of federal judges on December 6, 2024, which upheld a new law requiring the popular video app's Chinese owner, ByteDance, to divest its U.S. operations. The law, signed in April, mandates that TikTok must be sold to a non-Chinese entity by January 19, 2025, or face a ban. The decision by the U.S. Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia Circuit denied TikTok's petition to overturn the law, raising concerns about the app's future in one of its largest markets, where over 170 million Americans engage with its content. The ruling has sparked unease among free speech advocates and creators who depend on TikTok for their livelihoods. The judges indicated that the law was designed to address concerns related to foreign adversaries and did not infringe on First Amendment rights. The government acted solely to protect that freedom from a foreign adversary nation and to limit that adversary's ability to gather data on people in the United States, the judges stated. The ruling presents challenges for President-elect Donald J. Trump, a known supporter of TikTok, who now faces uncertainty in finding a solution under the new law that takes effect just before his inauguration. TikTok, which has faced scrutiny over national security concerns since 2020, has argued that a forced sale is unfeasible, citing potential restrictions from the Chinese government. The company contends that the law unfairly targets TikTok and that a ban would violate the First Amendment rights of its American users. In response to the ruling, TikTok announced plans to appeal to the Supreme Court, expressing confidence in the court's historical commitment to protecting free speech. The Supreme Court has an established historical record of protecting Americans' right to free speech, and we expect they will do just that on this important constitutional issue, stated Michael Hughes, a TikTok spokesman. Attorney General Merrick Garland hailed the court's decision as a significant step in preventing the Chinese government from leveraging TikTok for data collection. The future of TikTok in the U.S. remains uncertain, with legal experts suggesting that the Supreme Court may take up the case. Anupam Chander, a law and technology professor at Georgetown University, noted that the court could intervene to prevent the law from taking effect, allowing the Trump administration to address the situation. As the legal battle unfolds, TikTok's immediate hope for continued operation in the U.S. lies in securing a court-ordered injunction to pause the law's enforcement.